All right, a little girl featured in a recording that drew international outrage about family separations has been reunited with her mother. That reunion happened today at Bush Airport in Houston. And this afternoon, the girl's mother talked about it. Adam Bennett was there and has the story.
Side by side with her mom once again, 6-year-old Allison was all smiles in Southwest Houston this afternoon. A welcome home celebration her mother, Cindy Madrid, wasn't sure she'd ever see.
Muy hermoso.
It was so beautiful the moment that I saw her out there. So happy because I was able to see her and to hug her.
That moment happened early this morning at Bush Intercontinental Airport. The two finally reuniting after a month and several states apart, before being quickly escorted to a waiting car. Their story thrust into the world spotlight after a recording of Allison's voice from inside an immigrant shelter a few weeks ago went viral. She's heard asking for her aunt and reciting her phone number while other children plead for their parents.
Her voice is what I think exploded the Trump administration policy of separating the families and keeping it quiet.
Madrid says she's proud of her daughter for how she handled herself. Now she says they're enjoying every second together while facing the long fight ahead.
Just to be patient to the other kids, that they will be soon, eventually we will be with their parents, and that they're going to have a happy ending, and